it's just supposed to be aesthetic for me. Girls should be fucking pardoned. Despicable. And then he plays a very clearly stopped sneeze sound effect that goes even further. Enough. And then like gets angry about it. It seems.
I'm the developer of the game, The Tower. I wanted to make a tower defense game that had nearly infinite number of upgrades and builds to try. The more fun of the game comes from gathering resources, failing, then spending those resources on upgrades in the workshop, making them out of powerful bootstrap. We've got a really strong community on Discord that loves to chat about strategy and ways to continually break my game. I love them dearly. It's really fun to see them all explore the new features and find the new best strategy. Try it out. I'll see you there.
It's actually one of the saddest goddamn things imaginable. To be so fucking lonely that you have to fake interaction around you on a TikTok live stream where people go there mainly to make fun of you because by this point he had already become kind of like a TikTok spittoon for people to stop in and spit a loogie into. But like I mentioned, unfortunately there were a few young fans that would reach out to him and he would always reciprocate being flirtatious. He even got called out on this pretty often, way before like he had to take his account out. I think he had to take it out. But there were always people taking notice of like, Paul, why do you always just reply to like these really young girls?
Why do you only talk to girls in the comments? Because it's only the girls that comment. And if it's a guy, I say hi. I don't know. I don't know. Maybe because I'm dating them all and we're having babies. Only to the ones I'm married to, which is all of them.
Who could have imagined that the 40-something-year-old man making thirst traps aimed at children would turn out to be a real weirdo? I can't believe it. It's always the ones you least expect, am I right? I'd also like to show you another one of his clips that's somewhat blowing up right now. This is apparently one that he sent directly to a fan, and it is so uncomfortable to watch.
Maybe smile. That is in order. And then jump in a cold bath. Get yourself smiling, get yourself happy. I've been a moody little, for a little while, and that is just stupid on my part. So I apologise if anything I've ever done has brought you in low mood. I know obviously at the start of the week, and I'm taking steps to fix that. But you need to smile, you need to be happy. You've got a beautiful smile. Please use it, perhaps.
His brain just blue screens there for a moment. Windows had to have a hard reset there. He had his own little Mitch McConnell moment during this message that he sent to one of his fans.
It's always nice to get a message from the team. And it's always lovely to see that smile.
What an uplifting video. I know you're sad, but have you tried not being sad and just smiling? Because I'm ordering you to. In fact, you don't have a choice. Smile, and you will feel better, because it'll make me feel better. You should be happy when I'm happy. Damn it. I don't know, everything about this guy is really weird. So, since he is blown up recently, I just wanted to at least make people aware of who he is in his past, because he's not exactly just some like goofy guy. He's a unhinged, weird guy with a lot of serious accusations against them. And I've only just begun to scratch the surface of how awful a lot of the things he's being accused of are. And a lot of them he's never denied or anything at all, really. He just buries his head and pushes forward doing more lip syncing and bad dancing. And people have confronted him directly, and he still never really denies any of it. It's hard to explain, and the whole point of this video was just to let you all know Paul Breach sucks. That's about it. So yeah. I've never had a threesome, and I've never had an experience where I read something so cringe that it made absolute deranged weirdos. And the whole interaction was so mind-bogglingly peculiar that my body couldn't help but suffer from a physical reaction after finishing this adventure here. I don't know where these men are coming from. These dudes are just being printed at the cringe factory and being thrown into the dating world as like the worst NPC encounters you could ever have. So anyway, let's go ahead and dive in. But before doing that, just a quick heads up. The Moist Global Retro Basketball line is still available right now. This is the best assortment of merch the internet's ever seen, so you go to moistglobal.com right now and pick something up. Links in the description. I just read some of the backstory she was posting about this situation in the comments, and it's actually pretty sad. Apparently these two have been dating for about 3 years. It was a horrible situation all around, and a couple months ago she left and took the kids. But this is the most recent interaction between the two of them. She 100% made the right move in leaving. This guy seems like a fucking menace. But anyway, it begins innocently enough. That's good, just working away with 3 exclamation points, so he's having a jolly old day. Did you get to the doctors yet? She says, yeah, I have COVID. What did he say it give you? What did the doctor say? How do you feel better? Take Advil, Tylenol, sleep as much as you can in quarantine. This is so timely because I myself just finished going through COVID in the last 11 or so days. And this is the 3rd time it's fisted me. It has gone elbow deep in my ass 3 times, and all 3 times that is the exact same advice I was given by doctors. Now, of course, you can still ask for like a Paxlovid prescription if you want. It should help with like symptoms, but it's not usually the first thing they give you unless you're someone who is at risk for like complications, I think. It is an option, but typically they'll just tell you that. You know, take Tylenol, sleep it off, rest, fluids, simple stuff like that. So, it seems innocent enough here. And the guy she's communicating with almost seems jovial. You know, like when he says, just work it away, I can already see him typing that going, just work it away. You know, one of these with a big old smile on his face ear to ear. He seems like a happy-go-lucky kind of guy. And then it all falls apart. This feels like a real Jekyll and Hyde situation. He immediately just doubts her, doesn't trust her, accuses her of lying. Lol, so you didn't go to the doctors. Before this turns into a fight, just tell the fucking truth, lol. She says, I did. There's no meds for this. Yes, there is. Go to the doctors, lol. I need the address and the name of the clinic that told you there's no medicine. Also, the name to the doctors. They will be losing their license. So he's fucking spiraling immediately here. And I feel like this isn't exclusive to just him. I feel like a lot of men these days assume that every girl they interact with, even their significant other they've been with for 3 goddamn years, is some kind of lying, cheating heartbeat or something. So they're constantly interrogated because they don't believe anything they say. I feel like there's just so many dudes out there with this like insecurity within them where they doubt everything their partner says, believing that they're cheating in some way, and they're lying about something, hiding something. It's fucking awful. So this guy's trying to checkmate her here with the scholar's mate. Like, okay, then give me your name and the address, because I'm going to call you double check, because I don't believe you, madame. She then says, stop being so fucking melodramatic. I seriously don't get this shit right now. There isn't anything they can give me to find once it works its way through the system. He just continues to press, please, name of the doctors, location you want to use. I know you sick. That's why I'm jangling this for you, and just need to know which doctor you went to and can handle this properly. This guy has so much steam coming out of his ears, it's clouding his eyes. He can't even fucking type properly. He's typing like a caveman, going full Neanderthal mode here. Like, what in the world is happening in his world? He's gonna start jangling this? That reminds me of Jelky. Like, the ones that won't thing on the internet where you're supposed to, like, masturbate a certain way to elongate your wiener. Jangling feels like it's some kind of, like, self-discipline in Jelky. But anyway, she says, I don't need you to scream at the receptionist for no reason at all. Stop being ridiculous. I won't scream at anyone, just tell me the information. Skid K, handle this, please. If you don't provide it to me, it's because you're lying and didn't go to the doctors. There's nothing to handle. So just tell me the name of the doctor you saw. This douchebag is making so many typos, it looks like he's trying to transcribe the scat man. I can jam. It's like ridiculous how crazy he's going because he's so angry. I don't know why he'd even think she's lying about this. He admits that he knows she's sick. So why would she lie about going to the doctor? What the fuck facility here. She's done nothing wrong.
Compress? Hindi ko lang po alam. Kayo po at talas gumamit din. Sabi ko sa'yo, palaging naiipit mga ano yun. Mga ano yun. Ang gamit yan eh. Pati belt ni Ino nawala din. Vape?
Ay, vape. Meron yung vape na wala dyan. Nakuha nyo.
Aha.
Nakuha nyo naman. Ano yan? Sabi yun dyan.
Sulong.
Balik ito.
Let me clear to, Miga. Ganda na ng setup ko dito, Miga. Enchant. Wow. Miga. wasak, sagad na sagad. Hit from the back, labas. Kumabad yung jacks. Sobrang dami ng bebot kahit di sa laking ghetto. Isang beso yakap presyo, kilo-kilong yayo. May kasama ano ba yan? Sobrang dami ng bebot kahit di sa laking ghetto. Isang beso yakap presyo, kilo-kilong yayo. May kasama ko sa kwarto, sigaw walang lego. Pagkatapos kang lagpas, dinig mo kanyang echo. Pagkapa, siya nagpahubak at nagpasipak. Wasak, sagad na sagad, hit from the back. Labas ka, di kumabad yung jacks. Hindi magdamag, she wanna fuck. Ipapula na siya pang tinambak. Sa nagkakahilo, dito mismo. Parang nahipnotismo, Dino, gismo. Sabog sa bigo-kilo, walang sino-sino. Kahit ang puti pa na magdama, bigo, bigo. Ayaw nilong bros, but the girls got the killing dose. She just wanna do the go. Gusto niya ng bone, now my dad's when the chili home. But shots like the killer bros. Ayaw nilong bros, but the girls got the killing dose. She just wanna do the go. Gusto niya ng bone, now my dad's when the chili home. But shots like the killer bros. She just wanna fuck me. Tell me where you go, I can say tonight. But that little she wanna give me my time. But that will never sama-sama na siya. Magkakaduhan na lang mga muna dami. Naghahanap ng naman sabi ko madami. They go to Philippines and gusto nila ani. Gusto ko na hindi na mga nani. Pero nani. Gusto ba sumunod kaya na aking hindi na
Kung nakita mo yung charger ng iPad ko, bakit na naman? Bakit lang ka na naman? Ano yun? Ito na nagtabi na. Ano ako? Nandito yung charger kayo na kumaga. Sabi mo mami mo, ba't lang yun? Sinasabi niya.
Hindi naman ako nagtabi nun eh. Ano ko? Wala dyan. Huwag mong kalikutan ko. Chill bro.
Ano yun lang?
Ah! Hiniram ni daddy. Kinuha niya dito. iba. Baby, dito love story. I'm sorry kung gusto mo maghanap ka ng iba. Walang wala kang mahanap na tulad ko. Walang wala sa kanila tinutulak ko. Kung gusto mo ng rosas kaysa oras ko, di ako para sa'yo. Respeto ang kailangan ko at hindi ang I love you mo. Kung ako man na matagal ang hanap mo, higit sa yaman ang iba nang ibigay sa'yo. Hindi ka down, ikaw huling hininga ko. Alam kong gusto mo para sa'yo, pero baby hindi ubra. Kahit lumuha ka, pasensya kung ganito. Ako't hindi tulad ng iba. Baby, dito love story. I'm sorry kung gusto mo maghanap ka ng iba. Hindi ko kailangan ang I love you mo. Ang kailangan ko, respeto mo kailangan ko. Baby, di I love you mo. Di I love you mo. Baby, di I love you mo. Kung ikaw ay ride or die, mapapasatin ang lahat. Never thought about the day that I've been needing more. All this feeling I can't hide it to you anymore. The way you look, the way you move, you didn't know before. Babe, you got that something special knocking on my door.
kumadot ni Raptor. Salamin. Kumikinang-kinang. Temperature din eh. Outdated na pala ng movement. May sofa bed pa tayo dito.
guys, yes, just use salad and get free Minecraft account. If you use salad, I'll give 15 free Minecraft accounts. And if you use salad and let salad from your PC, you can get a free Minecraft account. You know why it's legit? Because since 69 and Bedless Noob sponsored it. Bro, I swear salad is actually real, no fake. Bro, mine was peak, bro. Mine was actually peak. Like, I'm not even gonna lie, mine was peak, bro. Search salad, the farming choice. Search salad the desktop app.
Yes, my mom literally beat the shit out of me by saying that it was broken again. Do you know how many times the PC was broken and I got the prettiness out of it? First, nasira yun. Actually, kung nagkaroon ako ng virus, something like that. Um, something like that, I don't know. Tinatamad ako explain kasi. Guys, I'm not going to heaven after my mom just will literally grab me while I'm going to heaven and drag me straight down to hell, bro. Yes, my mom literally
Guys, are so right. Ikaw na ba si Mr. Right? Ikaw na ba dala... Kick the CPU. Just do this, man. Do this. 1 inch punch it. Oh my gosh, guys, it worked now. It worked. See. What? I'm gonna call your dog. Guys, he's in this room.
Come and buy me a new computer, guys. I will install it. Just click on the Steam community file. The Steam community $50. Free $50 off. Just click on this link and it will send you real money. No pay.
Bro, just tell your dad. It's not that deep.
If I don't have the computer, I
Okay
cannot
lang eh.
Oh, crazy talaga.
Tell your dad or Jay. Tell your dad.
My dad, nasa abroad yung dad ko.
Then tell your mom.
He will get the shit out of me. He will grab me from the heaven.
Amen. Amen. Drop my finger, drop my finger, drop my finger. My finger drop. Easy.
with...
Ladies and gentlemen, history has seen many different types He castled, I played bishop e7. Yeah, it's a tough position. You know, I was thinking like queen d2, let's just say bishop d7, rook c1. Something along these lines. And I thought, oh, this is kind of a pleasant position for white. My knights are strong. He doesn't have any targets. So that was one thing I looked at. And then I looked at bishop d4, ed5. And look at the time. Look at his clock. He spent 13 minutes here and then another 13 minutes on this move. So either he had missed this move, underestimated this move. I'm not really sure. Maybe he was looking for alternatives, but I calculated all of this, and here I saw that I can take on c4, take. Queen d4 is bad because he actually takes, and he doesn't take my pawn, but instead he forks me, which I just realized doesn't actually work because of rook e1, so maybe he does take my pawn on a3, and it's just equal. That's basically the point. The point is that if I take on c4, we trade all the pieces, and the game is equal. And I think he didn't like that. I think maybe he was just, you know, he was annoyed. He was trying to get a fighting game, exciting back and forth game, and he didn't want to trade the pieces. But I had no intention to trade the pieces because from a distance, I had foreseen the following sequence of moves. If he plays knight e5, his bishop is trapped. It's completely trapped in my position. So knight e4, he has to go here. Then I would take, he would take, I would take, the bishop is hanging. Now, he can go bishop e5, or he can play bishop f5, which looks very dangerous. And what I had calculated was queen d4, knight d4, bishop e4, attacking both my pieces, rook c1, bishop here, knight b5. And I thought, okay, I have some tricks, but probably it's just a draw. Then I also was calculating, you know, what if he takes on e4 with the bishop straight away? And yeah, the position is just equal. So when I was calculating, I said, okay, that's one plan, but another plan that I have is, in this position, I can play knight to g3, attacking the bishop and defending my knight. He goes here, and then I can play like queen f3, for example. Or rook d1, bishop e5, and queen f3, and I just maintain an extra pawn. Now, okay, will I win this position? I don't know, but I liked it. So when I played knight e4, I thought, okay, I'm in the driver's seat now. He has to play knight d3. And he went here. And my heart, like, absolutely sank. Because I didn't even see this was remotely possible. The idea of this move is he pins my knight to my queen, so I can't take with my knight, but I also can't take with my queen, because he takes my knight, attacking my rook and my queen. I have to take his queen, and he goes here, and he's gonna win my pawn. So when he played bishop g4, the first thought that went through my head is, oh my god, I'm losing. Then I took a page out of the coach's playbook and said, you know, we've had lessons with, actually in the very first lesson that I did, which is on Patreon, speaking of, Coach Nixon said, in a bunch of my games, one mistake is made, I enter panic mode, the second mistake is generally much worse than the first mistake. So I settled down here and I started calculating. The first thing I was calculating was rook e1, okay? I looked at rook e1, he can take my knight maybe. Also rook e1, he can play again knight to d3. I thought rook e1, the bishop is now officially stuck because I removed this idea. I'm now defending my knight with my rook, so I would take his queen and then I would take the bishop. So I thought rook e1, knight d3, bishop takes, pawn takes, queen takes. Then he sacrifices the rook for the knight because my rook is here and no longer defending this. Then he's going to take on e1, then I might take on g4. So I thought, okay, let's pause there. I don't know how that position looks. Looks about equal. Then I thought I was really smart because I can actually go here. My knight defends my knight. My queen is threatening to take the bishop. But I rejected this because of the following sequence. Bishop takes, knight takes, bishop f2, and out of nowhere, I'm losing. Rook f2, knight g4, it looks like it shouldn't work. I mean, it just looks like I can play, for example, queen d4. But this doesn't work. None of this works. Because after a queen d4, he can just take anyway. I can't take with the king or the king, or queen or the king, because he takes my knight. And if I go here, here, and king f2, he takes on a3, but even worse than that, he has this move. He has knight h3 check. He makes me ruin my structure, and then he gets into my position. My structure is terrible. Normally, a bishop and a knight is better than a rook, but not in that endgame. So I spent 20 minutes. I was looking, and then I thought maybe I play king h1, and I tried to play for f3. I thought maybe I play queen d2 to unpin my knight to threaten to take like this. Ultimately, I said, you know what? We're going to go back to that rook e1 idea. We're going to play this move. I'm happy. I settled down, and I'm fine. And, yeah, it turns out that the second mistake was worse than the first mistake because this position is completely lost. But it's completely lost for a move that is beyond belief. It's probably, like, not findable. Hikaru in his recap said if you gave a super GM the position, after 10 minutes, they might find it. But again, I think in the flow of a game, considering all eyes are now here, and, you know, I'm sort of forcing him to playing knight d3, he played knight d3 in, like, 2.5 minutes. There is not much else. I mean, he, of course, can take my knight, which was sort of another idea. The winning move is queen to g6, completely abandoning the bishop in the center, opening up an attack here, which doesn't even look like it works. I had seen these kinds of ideas, for example, bishop f3, but it just never works. But that's not the idea. The idea is that he is threatening to take the knight and then play knight f3, which is a fork, because I can't take because the queen is pinning. And if I play, for example, knight g3, he takes my bishop, and then he's just winning. He plays knight d3, for example, and I can't do anything. Maybe here I can play knight c5 or something, but yeah, this move walks directly into this, completely gives up the bishop, and yet is a winning idea. So it's funny because I actually did make a second move that was a worse move than my first move, but psychologically I thought I had solved all my problems, and we went to the endgame, which I had completely anticipated. I was going to put my rook on d1 while his bishop was hanging. He would have to escape, and I would try to push my pawn to d7. Mentally, I had prepared myself like, okay, I'm going to get my pawn to d7. His bishop is going to obviously have to play some level of defense. Maybe I cannot break through. Probably the game will end in a draw. So he went here. I thought already about pushing. This move looked really good, but I had a feeling it was incorrect because he still has to get out with his bishop. So I went rook d1, which I thought was a very kind of cool move, just like all of this going on. And the knight is always stopping checkmate, like this. And I was very confident again. Unfortunately, I was down 17 minutes on the clock because of the previous, but I thought I had rallied. So mentally, I was doing very well because, again, I missed bishop g4, but I thought he can't do anything here. And, my pawn is going to get to the light squares. One important thing to mention, it was very important that I took the right bishop. So here, if I take here, he actually just goes back here. Not only is he blocking the pawn, but his rook is getting activated immediately. And on top of that, he has queen f2, and now queen f2 is a completely different story. So it was very important that I had a vision in mind for taking away the correct color and then pushing. So I took on g4, I played rook d1, and then I just played d6. I think the computer wants me to go queen c4, and yeah, in the endgame, I've talked about this with Coach as well in the lessons that I've uploaded. Centralizing in the endgame is very nice, and I actually did it a bit later. Centralizing gives you access to all parts of the board, but like, I have a pawn. I might as well push the pawn, right? Like, I might as well fulfill my plan. He went bishop c3. Again, I was thinking maybe queen c4, and then, queen c7, and yeah, probably I should have done this, or like at least queen d5, just centralizing. But I thought we were headed for the exact same type of position, which was this. And, again, I'm powerful on the light squares, but he can't bring his king over because I'm going to probably play queen h7 in some lines. So I was very happy, but I didn't see the exact, winning idea. And I was like, oh, queen e8 doesn't work because he's protecting his rook and he's obviously not going to take. But I realized something here. Because I was down on time, he didn't take a moment to appreciate how delicate the position is. So again, it seems like he's messing up, he's spiraling out of control, I now have all the momentum, despite it looked like he had the momentum previously. And I didn't realize I had a winning trick here either. Had he played something like Queen C6, offering a trade, I was just going to play Queen D3. And after Bishop F6, Knight F3, I was just going to try to figure it out. And maybe not Knight F3, maybe Knight H3. Like, maybe the right idea is to go there and then there. But I thought the pawn on D7 is simply too strong. And I would figure it out. Because now he's playing defense against my position. And he blundered. He played Bishop F6, and as he was about to play Bishop F6, I realized, wait a minute, of course this works. What am I talking about? It's not about the rook at all. It's about the fact that I win a pawn. That's why he needed to go Queen C6 to stop Queen E8 completely. But both of us had the same blind spot. Because before I wasn't going to play Queen E8 because it doesn't accomplish anything, but I win a pawn. Now his king can never get close to the pawn. The only question now is, how do I actually win with this really weak back rank? So of course I'm thinking, I need to centralize. I need to, like for example, I need to play, let's say, something like this, and then I need to get my knight out somehow, like Knight E2, knight, and then go for it. But he went here, and I thought, oh man, I can't get to any of the magic squares. I can't get there. I can't get there. Like, what do I do? Okay, let's go hunt his pawns. Right, I'm trying to play quickly. I have 7 minutes on the clock. He plays A6. I played the next move Queen C7. I said, okay, I need to like get in. I need to make sure he can't really move his piece. I played the next move Queen C7. I said, okay, I need to like get in. I need to make sure he can't really move his pieces. And this made him very uncomfortable, and he played B5. So the idea of B5 is that I can't move my pawns, but the drawback of B5 is now he can't move his pawns either, and all the squares behind the pawns are up for grabs. And I would just kind of say, in the end game, you want to be really, really careful with your pawn moves. And I had that sense here, but I also was very annoyed because I can't move my pawns. And, if he targets them, I'm not going to be able to defend them very easily. Not to mention, if we rush a trade, like I'll show you, I played Knight F3, and he went Queen C4, and I thought, oh, he's so smart, he's going to get a pawn, oh my god, and this is bad. But, no, I was like, okay, Queen D6, I don't understand the idea. Is he really going to go for my pawns? And he did, and I have 4 minutes to figure this out, right? So, I can't guard my pawn, because if I play Rook D3, he just goes to my back rank. And I obviously can't trade the queens either, because if we trade queens, he's just going to run. And if I play Rook D6, he's going to go here. And if I take on A6, he's going to go here. And, okay, I'm up a pawn, but this is just a drawn endgame. It's a drawn endgame because his bishop is much better than my knight. And I kind of sat there a bit deflated, and I was like, oh, man, I can't believe I allowed this. Like, I didn't know what I did wrong. I shouldn't have spent so much time. But I don't see anything besides Queen D3, and I have 4 minutes. Like, I have to play a move. Okay, fine. Queen D3. Take. I'm sitting there, and I'm like, wait a minute, he's losing. Because when he starts bringing his king, I don't go here.
Oh man, hungry.
The hardest move in chess to spot is a backwards knight move. Knight to D2. He wants to go to my pawn. Why don't I go stop that? And if my pawn survives, of course he's completely lost, because his bishop can't even stop the pawn. So my knight just lives there. And suddenly I got this rush, like, what? This is unbelievable. My pressure paid off, he blundered, and he missed this winning idea. He plays bishop e7. It's very important I don't blunder here. I played knight c5, and again for a second I thought I made a mistake because of how quickly he was playing. He just made all these decisions so fast. I thought he was going to move his rook, and then the game would go on, but no, he took my knight, and I was like, what? Why would he allow me to have two pawns like this? I think he was trying to blockade them, so he thought that he came up with this idea, which is king e7, rook f8, and I was like, oh no, he's going to block both my pawns. Okay, maybe he's not going to take them because this pawn is always queening, but maybe I should bring, obviously I have to stop back rank checkmate. He's playing king d8. What do I do? Where's my win? And I calmed down with 2 minutes on the clock and was like, wait, I'm still winning. He wants to go king c7, right? So why don't I enable rook e8? He wants to move his rook, right? Why don't I stop that? So I just played rook e3. I played rook e3 and was like, wait a second. He has no moves. The only thing he can move is his pawns forward to me. Think about how cruel that is. The only moves he has are just shoving his pawns forward in my position until I capture them, Or playing rook g8, rook h8 indefinitely, like rook g8. And the second the rook leaves, guess who's coming? My king. He could go to e2, go to g, it doesn't matter. Rook g8, king d3, he can't make any moves. I mean, it just literally walk into the position and kill the king. Like, it's crazy. So, of course, he went for counterplay. I went rook e5, and he went b4. Now, I can win in a variety of ways here, but I had calculated rook a5, of course. Then again, I realized, uh-oh, his plan is to play king c7, which is very tricky. So now if I try to be greedy, it's actually a draw, which is nuts. I have to start losing pawns to stop him. I was like, how do I win? Oh, I'm going to take, and now I'm going to figure it out. My original intention was to play rook a7, which is probably still winning, but it's not, because he goes rook d8, and he plays king to b6, which is crazy. It is so crazy. He can still draw the game here. I have to move, and this is a draw. He's too close to my pawn. I found a really nice move here. True to myself. Rook f5. Whenever there's a pawn, you know, deep at the end like this, and you can always think of tactics that deflect the rook. If he takes my pawn, I take his rook. If he takes my rook, I promote. And worse than that, if he moves the rook, I have this. So one of my winning ideas here was rook f7. If he gives me a check, I would actually just come back, force his rook back there, because all pawn endgames are lost. Then I would freeze his rook on the last rank, and then I would just bring my king. This was one of the ways I wanted to win. He thought for a bit. He ultimately played rook b8. And I saw another idea, which is very sneaky. Of course, if he moves here, I'm just going to hunt the pawns, like rook g7. I was going to play rook g7 and just win everything. But I won in style. He went king c7, and I saw a very nice finish here, which is I promote. I probably could have promoted to a knight, or a bishop, or a rook. But I respected him, so I promoted to a queen. He resigned because when you have an outside pass pawn, you just win. Your king walks up. He needs like 5 moves to get to my pawn. I need 5 moves to get over here, and then he needs another like 6 moves to get. It's just not going to work. And he resigned, and I got to 4 out of 5. This game was a complete shock. The opening went my way. I don't really agree with Baru's assessment of the opening. But okay, he's not playing, so he doesn't know what my prep was or anything. I mean, my preparation was just like, get a complicated game where he doesn't have a lot of experience, because I'm trusting myself. It worked. And then, yeah, the middle game was complicated. I thought I had caught him. And the lesson there was, it's not that I fell back into like old habits of just missing moves. I mean, it was a tough move. Bishop g4. Queen g6 was beyond impossible, I think, at this level. But, yeah, bishop g4 was really bad. And I just kind of had to, like, relax for a second, and I'm going to settle down and be more thorough with my calculation. It's very nice I have this rest today. Like, normally I would be playing a game right now. So, yeah, not going to do that again. That would be very bad. The next one will not go my way, you know? And then I settled down. I thought I played really well, putting my pawn on d7, this queen e8 idea that we both kind of didn't even see at first. Yeah, what more can I say? I mean, I have 4 out of 5. I'm gaining 25 rating points so far. I'm up to 2347, and my performance rating is 2713. So we'll see. My performance 25 rating points so far. I'm up to 2347, and my performance rating is 2713. So we'll see. To get a norm, I need 2.5 out of 4, so it's like absolutely not easy. I need to win 1 more game and make 3 draws, and if I don't win a game, I'm not gonna. But you need to be +4 in these tournaments, which means you have to win 4 more games than you lose. So if you lose a game, you need to win 5. If you lose 2, you need to win 6, which is like unheard of. It's just hard. People are very solid. So. I'm now playing 4 Spaniards in a row, and they are all relatively young, I think 30 and under, and it's going to be fun, but so far so good. Please participate in the Chess League Community Challenge. It ends in a couple of days. Just log in, do your daily tasks, try to get the reward. Everyone's in this together. We have like 12 million points. And yeah, keep watching. Appreciate y'all very much. Get out of here.
Alam kong gusto mo pares, pero baby hindi uubra. Is that a village? Alam kong
workouts that would make even the Hulk break a sweat, you're finally free to go home. But the mere thought post-traumatic